Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got a video by the man Hoops Reference, grading every 2019 NBA draft lottery pick 1 year later. So, of course, NBA season probably over with. If not, it's not going to be the same as, what we are used to. So, it's probably a good opportunity just to look at the guys that were drafted, early on and, just kind of like sum up what their year one was technically like. I mean, we don't get them for a full season, but still. So, let's go ahead and hop into this, man. Y'all want to give your grades in the comment section below, feel free to.
It may not have been the way that we all expected it to end, but it's looking more and more likely that we've watched our last regular season game of the season.
Damn.
So for all of the rookies in the league,
no
their
Pistons in the
first season
playoffs
is
now.
Officially in the books.
Bullshit.
This year's rookie class was pretty fun, and a few of them have already shown some serious star potential. But for today's video, I thought it would be interesting to go back and look at the entire lottery from last year's draft and read.
I'm gonna get my grades too, guys, so don't y'all worry, man.
Based on what we know now and have seen so far. Some have outperformed expectations, some have disappointed, and some are changing the narrative around their name from the time of the draft. Before we get into all of that, though, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as all support is very much appreciated. Now, with that being said, let's
Zion A++.
Starting
A++.
with the first pick in the draft, the New Orleans
A++.
Pelicans drafted Zion Williamson, who at the time was seen as the consensus #1 prospect, and based on everything we've seen out of him, that sentiment is still very much a fact.
Damn, you see how I get that ball like that, bro? I hate when I'm playing basketball and the bitch-ass ball gets stuck between the rim, because that means I'm just done playing, because I can't jump that high.
Isn't early on because of a knee injury, but when he healed up and returned to the court, he didn't miss a beat, and instantly started dominating anyone and everyone put in front of him. He averaged about 24 points.
Yo, look at that pass!
59% from the field.
A little white chocolate out there, man. Damn.
Perimeter every now and then, and his combination of strength, speed, and athleticism is still unprecedented for someone his size. He's a walking matchup nightmare.
Look at this man out here thinking he's Rondo or something. Like, I've been watching this entire time.
There's no reason to think that he can't put himself in contention to be a top 10 player in the league within a few years. Now, for the grade I'm giving this pick, it's easily an A.
Yes, sir.
And the only reason it's not an A+ in my book is because of the potential threat of injury, because when he is healthy,
I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay.
Next, at
good reasoning.
2,
A++ here too.
Ja Morant, and like
A++ here too.
This was also a home run for the team. Morant played at a mid-major.
Yo, guys, I'm hearing rumors, man, that last year the Memphis Grizzlies owner was talking about moving them to Seattle.
In college, being at Murray State.
Just saying.
So
just heard about it.
Began, not many people had actually seen much action from him, but in that tournament, he put on a show and wowed everybody. He was fun, he was genuinely skilled, and he had playmaking instincts at the.
Why does he want more ants though? I want less ants.
And in year one, all
it's the worst joke of all time. Sorry.
Translating in the NBA. Not only is he putting up an impressive 17.5 points and 7 assists per game, but he's also scoring the ball at a highly efficient 49% from the field, which, if you look historically, most rookie guards struggle mightily with efficiency. On top
who y'all think he plays like, man?
This production is actually impacting winning basketball.
Damian Lillard?
The Grizzlies are set to be a playoff team after many thought they would be one of the worst teams in the whole league. As far as a grade, this pick is an A+.
Damn, nice. I agree.
Multiple-time All-Star and leader. Next up at pick number 3, the New York Knicks selected RJ
B-,
Barrett, whose
B-.
first year in the league has
maybe a
not
B.
quite been as successful as those first two. By no means has he been bad, but it's definitely been more up and down. Part of this is
he'll be a project.
The situation he came into, part of this is because of the inept people in charge of running the Knicks team, and part of it has to do with himself trying
Damn,
to
Hoops just roasted the Knicks front office.
What makes me hesitant to be too critical of his season this year is the fact that the Knicks were clearly going to struggle from the beginning of the year, and yet they treated the team like a contender, giving mediocre veterans way too big of a role and pushing youth aside as they always do. The
dumbass management for sure.
Far more than it was this year, but the likes of Julius Randle, who has some of the most empty production throughout his career I've ever seen, dominated possessions far too much. Barrett's a talented player that can give you a little bit of everything, but he won't reach his full potential unless the Knicks as a franchise start to focus on the correct things. I give this pick a solid
okay, yeah,
B
that's where I was at. B- B.
He's shown that he can be a big-time playmaker in flash.
He started off great.
Next, with the 4th pick, the
DeAndre Hunter. I don't know. DeAndre Hunter kind of gives me like really solid role player vibes. It's still too early to tell, but I'm going to give him probably like a C+.
Atlanta Hawks
Maybe a
acquired
C.
DeAndre Hunter in a trade, and at the time, he was seen as a fairly safe pick that may not have had as high of a ceiling as others, but his floor as a player was definitely higher than most. His biggest strength as a prospect was as a defensive player, and
Yeah, he'll be a jack of all trades type
in the entire draft. Because of this, the fact that he wasn't that good on D overall this year was a bit disappointing. He was an upperclassman when he came out.
Give him the D now.
Rookie, which
D for no D.
All the more concerning. With that said, though, it's obviously only 1 year, and at times he did flash the ability to be a highly impactful defender, so by no means is it time to abandon ship on him. But for a guy taking
average pick so far.
I am inclined to give this a lower grade than others so far, with my final grade for this pick being a decent C. Next up was the
Darius Garland.
Draft, and
Garland is not going to get a good grade because, you know, I don't think anybody really expect him to do this much this season based off of him coming off like an ACL injury and stuff. This season a C-, but I have not by any means given up on Darius Garland.
Here, the Cleveland Cavaliers selected Darius
C-,
Garland.
I think.
People questioned the Cavs' motives to draft another point guard after just taking Colin Sexton the year before, but Sexton's game is focused more on scoring the ball, so the hope
Yo guys,
is
I
that
posted a
Garland
video on my main
could
channel,
provide
Crispy
more of a
Flakes, grading the
playmaking role
2003
alongside
NBA draft, by the way.
As a prospect, Garland's best attribute was his shooting ability, and in his first season, he knocked down threes at a league average rate, which can't be said for many rookie guards. So in that regard, he's on the right track, but he didn't really wow in regards to creating for others.
No, he got to get his legs under him.
In a sticky situation here. He's going to be a solid player in the league, but for the Cavs to double up on shot-creating point guards still looks questionable.
C+, okay, nicer than I am.
Grade for this pick.
No, I said B-. Never mind.
Up next with the sixth.
Jarrett Culver has been a disappointment, I think. He might have been playing better towards the end of the season. But yeah, this is looking like a C-.
The Minnesota Timberwolves traded for the pick.
At least that I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. I watch a lot of T-Wolves.
The jack of all trades prospect in this year's class, being very good in many areas.
Yeah, that's how I felt about DeAndre too.
Great at any one particular thing. He admittedly struggled for the first half of the season this year, but around the All-Star break, he really started to turn things around and show off the potential that had him drafted so high. His defense is solid, he works very well off the ball, and his shot steadily improved as the year went on.
Okay, so
I also really like
I guess I gave up on him.
Minnesota long term because he was always viewed as the Robert Covington replacement, but now with Cov having already been traded, he's going to get even more opportunity moving forward. He'll be a nice member of the team's rotation for a while, and he'll play his role well.
I admit I've not really paid much attention to him, like some of the other picks.
Next up with the
Coby White.
The Chicago Bulls.
I like Coby White. I know he's very streaky at times, but I do like him. I'd probably give this one a B+. I think he has those wow moments, but he also has those moments. I'm probably say a B.
Drafted Coby White.
I like him.
The Bulls have quietly put together a very talented young.
He needs to start though.
But the combination of
give the kid some minutes. Why not?
Management and coaching has resulted in the potential of this group not shining through as often as it should. White spent most of the season coming off the bench, and while he got off to a slow start, he absolutely exploded in the last 3 weeks before the league shut down. He scored over 30 points in 3 straight games.
Yeah, he was going off some
20
games.
Points in 8 of the last 9 games he played, and his ability to create for himself off the dribble is very
I said rookie of the year before the season started.
He should be the team's starting point guard, and I really like the
A-, okay, yeah.
Big time scorer at his peak.
Sure.
So this pick for me
I ain't
is
mad.
A strong A-.
I ain't mad.
Up next with the 8th pick, the Pelicans traded.
Jaxson Hayes is fine. He's good athletic center. I need to see him do more than athletic stuff though. I'll probably say like a C+.
For this pick to take Jaxson Hayes. Hayes is an uber athletic big.
I hope he can add a shot, like a 3-point shot. Ooh, watch out.
Time, he's still incredibly raw as a talent and has a long way to go before he puts it all together. He showed flashes this year of phenomenal play and produced a ton of absurd.
Torch the Pistons one game.
But he also made just
Everyone
as many
does.
bad rookie mistakes that bring him down to reality. He finishes well around the rim and blocks shots well in limited minutes, but he still needs to learn to play smarter.
Miles Turner without a
instead of
jumper.
always going for the highlight play. He's still only 19 years old, so he still has plenty of time to develop, and in the future, him and Zion Williamson could be a scary front court duo.
Yeah, especially if Zion can Zion needs to shoot more threes. Like when he first played, made like them 4 threes like in like 2 minutes. That was absolutely crazy. But yeah, Jaxson Hayes and Zion in the front court together, it definitely does give me spacing concerns. But I think Zion will probably learn to shoot a bit, or will continue to shoot more out there. And Jaxson Hayes, who knows what he adds to his offensive arsenal.
So my grade for this pick is a B because of that potential. Next, with the 9th pick, the Washington Wizards drafted
Rui was actually really nice for the Wizards at times.
On a Wizards
this could be an
team
A.
with not much talent, Hachimura has been thrust into a massive role for
could be an A
as a go-to guy, and at times he's looked brilliant, but because he's a rookie, he's also looked overwhelmed at times by the minutes he's getting and the focus on him at this level. But long term, this will be very important for his development. He's a promising power forward with versatility at the position that gives him an element of unpredictability.
Maybe an A-.
The perimeter shot still needs some work, and he has struggled with the physicality at times, but overall,
understandable.
Pick, the Wizards got someone that
B+,
will be
okay.
legitimately valuable to them.
Yo, he looked like
I give this pick a B+.
Russell Wilson.
Next,
the haircut.
10th pick, the Atlanta Hawks drafted Cam Reddish.
The curly
Reddish
hair
has been highly regarded as a player since high school.
D.
But after disappointing at Duke, he slipped a bit in the draft. He has all the physical tools.
Actually, I'm gonna say a C-. I think towards the end of the season shutting down stuff, I think he was actually playing a bit better. I'm gonna say C-.
Potentially great player, but his production on the court just hasn't matched up over the last 2 years. The thing
Yo,
is,
the travel on that
while
shot.
It might be a while before he puts it all together. He has had games this year where he looks like a future problem.
He needs to shoot lefty.
Despite it being overshadowed
He should
by
be a lefty.
tons of inconsistency. I think because of the Hawks' timeline being much more focused on later than it is now, this is a very ideal landing spot.
I could see that changing very quickly though. If Trey, if they don't start winning games, I think I could see Trae Young getting very frustrated, and the Hawks maybe doing some things out there, maybe trading away some of these young guys to get some vets on the team. I could see it happening, but I think Trae Young needs to be patient. He's only like 20.
Spot for him because he's going to need a few years.
B-,
of development, and the grade I'd give this investment is a B-
All right.
because of the uncertainty.
Sure, why
Up
not?
next with the 11th
Cam Johnson, what has he done? Has he even made a 3?
They traded up to select Cam Johnson.
F.
At the time, this move seemed ridiculous, and now a year later, I'm still scratching my head. Johnson was one of the oldest players in the draft and was also one of the best shooters, but he's very close to being a finished product and isn't nearly as productive as someone worth taking in the lottery.
Yeah, that's an F.
He is a 40% shooter from deep, but he doesn't
off 0.9
really
attempts.
give you much else. Because of that, combined with the fact that the Suns chose not only to trade up for him, but pass up on several
also got rid of Warren,
talented players that were still available at
who's
the
only
time,
26.
I have to give this pick a D grade.
Damn.
The only reason it isn't an F is because he's definitely not a bust of a player. He just wasn't worth what the team gave up.
What an E-. Are E's grades?
Pick number 12, the Charlotte
It's A, B, C, D,
Hornets drafted
F.
PJ Washington, who, in my opinion, is one of the most quietly good rookies of
I
the
like
league.
PJ.
Being
B+.
in Charlotte, he hasn't necessarily been talked about all that much, but he has an excellent motor, crashes the boards hard, and showed off a strong outside game well for a power forward. He's a nice, solid player that will give the team good minutes and play his role well, and being a late lottery selection, that's exactly what you should expect.
They basically
So
replaced
while
Marvin
it's nothing
Williams.
flashy,
They basically
grade
replaced
I'll give
Marvin
this one
Williams.
is a nice B. Up next with the 13th
Ooh, it's an
pick
A.
in the draft, the Miami Heat snagged one of the biggest steals of the whole draft,
Yep.
being Tyler Herro.
A for sure.
Funnily enough, there were a ton of questions surrounding this pick at the time of the draft, but Herro proved all of those doubters wrong. He has all the makings of a big-time shot maker, and already in year 1 has shown that he has the it factor in big moments and doesn't shy away.
He's a good player. He's like a
He's
great
already
value
knocked down
Luke
threes
Kennard,
at an almost
which is a
40%
great player
clip,
still, man.
and he
We don't know
does
how good
while
Luke is.
creating a ton
So
of the dribble. So once again,
yeah,
the
A+.
scouting department nailed
He
it,
definitely
and this
mentors his game after
garners a
Luke.
Rare A+ grade. And finally,
Ooh,
the last
Romeo
pick
Langford, he
lottery
was
by
picked this
the
high?
Boston Celtics was Romeo Langford, and this one was one of the biggest whiffs in the draft.
Yep.
At this point in time,
Whoosh.
there were still several highly talented players available.
Could have had
most
Seiko.
of which were highly regarded at the time.
Who's
of
an
the
A,
draft
by the
as
way.
well, such as Brandon
Plus.
Clark and Matisse Thybulle. But they passed on guys like that for Langford, who had a
Oh my God, could you imagine a backcourt off the bench of Marcus Smart and Matisse Thybulle? Oh my God. Whew. I'm sure Celtic fans have already thought about it. Damn.
disappointing season at Indiana and has yet to really show much through 1 year in the league. His jumper still needs a ton of work, as the mechanics and overall production just aren't there, and for a team in win-now mode, he probably won't be breaking into the rotation anytime soon. This pick is
Yo,
the
F.
lowest grade in the video,
Damn.
an F.
Where art thou,
There were
Romeo?
so many other places they could have gone with it to get some value. And with that being said,
All right. No, I agree with these rankings. Obviously, I said a few different grades because I'm not going to agree 100%. But no, overall, I thought these were really good, really solid. a lot of really good players came out of this draft. Like, even, a few superstars with John Zion, some really good players, and Tyler Herro. It was a good draft so far. Not disappointed.